Welcome, welcome. Got another episode of PC Building Simulator. In this episode, we've got a repair that we need to get done, and we've got a couple of PCs that we accepted to be built in the last episode. We've got a couple of new emails. We'll see if we get to those in this episode, but let me, first thing, cut away. Let me get some builds put together. For these two here, we've got one that needs a 3DMark score of 4003 with an AIO water cooler. And we've got this one that can play a sub-level 0 Redux at the recommended spec. So I'm going to get a couple of builds put together so we can get parts ordered so we can start building. And I will be right back. So for the first build, with his massive budget of $3,500 for this pretty low 3DMark score. He also says he's a Cooler Master fanboy. So we're going to make sure we put lots of Cooler Master stuff in there. We've got the EVGA Z270 classified. We've got the i7 7700. We've got the Cooler Master, Master Liquid 240, 2 sticks of Corsair Dominator, 8 gig, I believe it was 3600 MHz, 2 of the Gigabyte GTX 1080s, the Cooler Master Master Watt 650, a 1TB M.2, a 4TB Barracuda, and we'll put it in the Cooler Master Cosmos C700P. So for this next build, it needs to play a sub-level 0 Redux at the recommended spec. Let's take a look at that. Recommended spec. So a Ryzen 5 1400 and a R9 380. But with their budget of $2,750, I'm pretty sure we can definitely beat that. So I will get one of those. We'll get that build put together, and I will be right back. So we are going to do the EVGA Z270 for the win motherboard. We've got another i7 7700. For that, the Kraken X62, a 1080 Founders Edition. For the RAM, we're doing 4 more sticks of the same Corsair Dominator. We're doing another of the same M.2, another 4TB hard drive. We've got an EVGA Supernova 650, and we're going to put it in this MSI MPG Gunner, however you say that. I've never built in that case before, so we'll see how that turns out. Before we order this, though, let's take a look at this repair and see what we need to order, if anything, to fix this. But first, let's blast it out with some compressed air. I believe this was the one they said they dropped and broke. Don't know why they were just carrying their PC around for fun, but maybe that's what some people like to do. Let's see if it'll power on first, just for fun. No CPU found. Okay, well, let's power it down. And let's see what we can do here. What does this case come apart? Let's see. Get that unplugged. All right, now we can take the top off. What? Okay. Get the cooler off here. Let's take a look at this Ryzen CPU. Processors broken. A 1300X. So let's order a 1300X for this system so we can get it all in at the same time. Let's see, 1300X. Where are you? There we go. So we'll add that. Let's go ahead and purchase this. We'll end our day. Get all the stuff in. Maybe. There we go. Didn't want to purchase it. Alright, let's end our day. Let's get everything in. We'll get things built. Get things repaired. Okay. Let's go ahead. Throw these cases up on some benches. So, D. Martelli, I believe, is this one. And Magical G. Magical G is this huge Cosmos case. Not sure if I've ever built in this either. So let's go ahead and finish this repair, though. Let's get rid of that broken 1300X. We'll get our thermal paste on there. And we will get their CPU cooler. Guess it was this. Yes, X52. Get that all screwed down. Let's cable this up. And then we need to put top panel back on. And we need to cable that up. Now, let's see if this will power. Okay. Now, did we need to run a virus scan on this? I feel we did. Let's get USB drive in here. Get our virus scanner installed. Maybe. There we go. Let's go take a look at their email while this restarts. And just see if they had anything here. Need fix. Notice it sometimes runs a bit slow too. That could be viruses. So let's run the scanner. Oh, there we go. Let's clean that up. Let's get the sides put back on because this one is done. Okay, there we go. Let's power it down and we'll get it out in the hall. So the next one, let's work on this huge case. See if I can figure out how to disassemble this beast. I probably need to take all these panels off. Man, this thing is massive. Let's get that out of the way. So, we've got this huge motherboard going in here. Get this all screwed down. And we've got 2 sticks of RAM. So let's get our CPU in there. One of these 7700s. Still waiting on the 7700K to be unlocked. Let's get some RAM installed. We will go ahead and thermal paste this. And what graphics card or cards? I think I was putting these 1080s. So, whoops. So we'll deal with those in a minute. Let's get our cooler. No, I don't want it there. I want it up top, please. Get our cooler all screwed down. Let's get some of these out of our way. We get these huge graphics cards in here. This case is so big, it makes these massive graphics cards look small. But I've tried to fit them in other cases and have to take parts of the case out just to get them to fit. So that's crazy. Actually, you know, I should not have done that yet because I know that the M.2 drive needs to go in next. Well, let's get that in, and then we'll put these graphics cards back in. Luckily, they don't take but a moment. And the other one. We've got a 4 terabyte hard drive going in here. Well, that was simple. And the Cooler Master Watt. Does it not get screwed in? Huh. Well, let's get everything cabled up here if we can. It's a shame I don't have, or I don't even know, maybe the game doesn't even have any Cooler Master power supplies that are modular, but it would have been nice in a build this big and fancy and expensive to have a modular power supply in here. But this will work, hopefully. Hopefully it's got enough juice to power all of this. Get the rest of these fans connected. Big glass side gets in the way. Okay, let's... I don't know which one of these beauty panels goes on which side. Apparently that was the front side beauty panel. There we go. Get that on. We'll go ahead and close this side, get it out of our way. Let's put a USB drive in the back. And we'll power it on. Let's close this window. Let's go into the BIOS. Let's do our XMP thing. We'll get our operating system installed on here. And then this one we need to run 3DMark. So we'll get that installed. And we will get 3DMark running. So while that gets started, I'm going to put this dust filter back on the top. I'm going to open this side up and get the PSU shroud. Oh, I can't put that in because I put the beauty panel on. Oh, let's get that out of our way. What happens when you've never built in a case before. Now we can get the beauty panel back on. Let's close this huge piece of glass. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to let this continue to run. And as soon as it's done, I will come right back. So that is now officially the highest 3D Mark score I've gotten in this game, 11,637. Definitely beats the 4,003 that he was looking for. So that's a pretty nice looking case though. I like that. All right, well, let's power it down. We'll get this out in the hall. And we can start working on this other build we've got here and this other case I've never built in. It's MSI case. Get these side panels out of our way. Get this top off. Okay, so let's get our motherboard in. Another EVGA motherboard, but it is not the same one that was in the last build. We get those all screwed down. I believe this one's getting 4 sticks of RAM. We'll open up all of those. We'll get our 7700. And we'll start sticking memory in here. There we go. And the last one. Go ahead and thermal paste that. I'm going to go ahead and get... I think we're putting a Kraken. Yep. Uh-oh. Am I going to have RAM fitment issues? I sure am. Well, that is no good. Will it not flip the other way? Well, maybe this build is just going to have 2 sticks of RAM. Let's try that. Oh, I bet it's because of this heatsink over here so large. Well, that's fine. We can run with... I mean, those should be 2 8 gig sticks, so there's 16 gigs of RAM in there. That should be fine for this build. Actually, let's do this first. Let's... Does this thing get out of our way? Let's get a couple of these off. And let's get our 1080 installed. This one have... I think I'm putting in M.2 in this one as well, so of course, should have done that first. I always forget with these M.2 drives that they usually need to go in before I put a graphics card in. So I have to try to remember that for in the future. Let's get the 1080 in now. And let's get our power supply installed. And let's start cabling things up. I think it might be time to look into getting more cable colors. Because some of these colors are just either white or black. Then I've got a couple of, like, you know, basic green or pink or purple, something things. What is that? Well, that is a fan hub. Something that customers previously wanted. But it may be time to just start ordering some colors. Okay. Everything connected. Missing cables. What are we still missing? Oh, I bet we need to put the top panel back on. Or the power button. No. There we go. Let's get our USB drive in. And let's power it on. Of course, let's go into our BIOS first. Turn our XMP on. What's the point in having expensive, fast RAM if it's only running at a stock speed? This one should be good to go. We just need to get all of our parts put back in. Oh, not PCI cover. That's PCI lock. Get that installed. Let's get our side panels put on. And we will be good to go. Let's power that down and put it out in the hall. Let's collect some money. So we got that fixed. We got that built with an amazing score. We'll collect that. And we got that one built as well, so we'll collect that. We've got a bunch of new emails here, which we will definitely go through in the next episode, but let's take a look at what new parts. 7600K. GTX 1080 Gaming Plus. And another 1080. Okay. So I'm going to end the episode here. But in the next episode, we'll get into those emails and we'll get back to building. If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next episode.